Welcome back, everybody. Boy, it is not my day today. I've been dealing with this darn hose kicking on me, and then the supervisor, he was on the hose, so I had to go up there and ask him to move the truck back a little bit. And they were supposed to be done yesterday. But meanwhile, my husband noticed that there was a dip in the roof from where they didn't where the tree had fell on just the opposite side of it, and then it pulled the rafters toward it, so there's quite a gap in there. And then we found a Bud Light beer can sitting on the ground, which is unprofessional. It really makes Mr. Gearhart for Gearhart Construction look bad when he's got employees drinking on the job, which is not good. They left a window open. I couldn't figure out why we had so many flies in the freaking house. I must have killed like 50 of them yesterday, of what I could see anyways. And that being said, we ended up shutting the window. They did not pick up the gutter that they took off at they just threw it over near a brush pile. Didn't pick that up. And then the supervisor told me that they were done with the roof, and that gutters would be done by somebody else, insulation would be done by the people that are coming in, the subcontractors for the drywall, and whatever else that still needs to be done. Prince is standing there. He acts like he wants to blabber on me. I'm going to smack him if he does, because I'm not in the mood, boy, for you to be blabbering on me. That's right. Walk around me. But then I had, come out here and deal with this. It's not a good day today. I mean, it is. I mean, I'm thankful and blessed that I had another day. It's beautiful out. The trees behind me are just glistening. It's really beautiful. But the way Prince is acting, he acts like somebody's in heat. And Lancelot keeps looking at Odessa, but Odessa is not getting bread. And Zeus is over by her right now. The horses are all whinnying because the supervisor up there is wearing that yellow color that Billy always wears. And they think he's home. And my husband started that other job today where he's driving an hour and 15 minutes one way, 60 miles one way, 120 miles per day. It's a lot. Bam Bam, what are you doing? Leave the hose alone. Quit. Quit. No. I'm really surprised his wool hasn't came off of him, because I've seen other sheep where their wool comes off, like they shed it. But he ain't worried about shedding it at all. Try to show you guys all the changing colors that we got going on just in this little area anyways. I still got this tank to fill. Dus's tank and then the girls' tank, and then I'm done watering. Gotta hold this hose back over there, get it up against the wall. Look at him being blabbery to her. Bam Bam, she's not a sheep. Can't you tell that? She's a tease. I think she just likes running them ragged, even though she's not in heat. She drives these boys nuts. Look at Zeus looking at his daughter. He's like, hey lady, that's your girl. Zeus, that's your daughter. I got nothing to say to you, boy. Scarlet. There's Cow. I still gotta hay the rabbits. Zeus. He's a handsome boy too. So I got everybody fed. All my little New Zealands. And then they're going to be moved out into this cage as soon as I get it done and get legs for it and put up. But I've got the one cage side taken off over there, but this one right here, I am not able to get it apart, so I figured I'd just give it to my cousin and he can come pick up his buck. My voice is just a little bit hoarse, and I'm not sure why. I had a dream that I was screaming in my dream, and I don't know if that was the reason why my voice is a little hoarse today. But hopefully these two girls took this time. And then I bred her, Miss Hannah, and then Miss Mabel again. And this is Mabel's daughter. Hannah's daughter is over here. Right here. That's Samson and Hannah's daughter. She's not a blue, but I'm thinking if I breed her to Elijah, which is my broken blue buck, I should get broken blues out of her. And then this girl, who had the really massive bad ear mites, her ears look a heck of a lot better. And she's definitely picked up an appetite. So she's going to be bred with Blue Diamond here, because she's still in with her two daughters. And then Pumpkin, and then Majestic. Those will be the next 4 that will be bred for next month. Because I'm just going to kind of leave these guys in together. Because Mama's still not like being mean or nothing to them yet. So that's a good thing. And here's my first little blue, broken blue doe that I have now. That's out of Elijah. And then another little solid blue doe, which, you know, I can always keep from. She wants to be petted. Does her just want to be petted? Yeah. Her does. Her just wants to be petted, doesn't her? Yeah, she does. I hope that's a doe anyways. My cousin's supposed to be coming out, and then we're gonna sex some rabbits, and I'm hoping that this is a doe anyways. Sometimes if you just push on the rear end of them, if they lift, then you kind of know that they are. And that's kind of what I did here to her. Because see how she's lifting? So that tells me she's a doe. She's just pretty sweet. Most babies that I get from her are very sweet. Even the little bucks and the does all are. I'm hoping that one's a doe too. But if it ends up being a buck, my cousin could have that one too. Instead of something out of there. Which I'd be fine with. And then Begonia's babies here. They're crossed to Elijah. They're doing great. And then Dee Dee's babies, who were crossed to Elijah, are doing great. When I first counted them, she had 5. But she's got way more than 5 in there now. So I'm assuming she had some later on that evening. And then Miss Chloe here was bred to Champ. That's why she's got some oranges in there. I had to look back on my paperwork. But this is a bluebell doe, which is my bluebell is out here, and Champ, my orange, or she's out of Darius. So I was gonna give my cousin one of these, but like I said, if that one ends up being a buck, then I'll just end up giving him those. Hi, the babies. Yes, you're all so pretty. You look like Mama, doesn't it? Right there's Mama. I think that's Mama anyways. Ouch. Or is she over there? I can't tell. No, that's not. This one looks like Grandma, actually. That's a pretty one right there. It's like almost looks like a blue steel. That's a chestnut right here. Anyways, this is Bluebell, wherever she's at. Can't miss her. Oh, she's right here. Big Mama. And her little Samson baby blues. That one's very pretty. It's like a really light blue. Aren't ya? Yeah, it was pretty. Yeah, you are. She's doing a fantastic job taking care of her babies. I can't complain. Look at all these blues. Hi, babies. Look at you. You're a little chunker. Oh, hello. Got baby eating pellets. Yeah. And then all these guys. Hello. I'm pretty sure this is a mister. He's very friendly. I'm hoping to keep one of these orange ones for a girl, and then one of the broken orange ones. I really hope that one's a girl right here. But if not, if it's a buck, I'd be okay. And of course, this one looks like Mama. Pumpkin. Pretty. But that one right here, I'm pretty sure is a doe. And then I just got to pick one of these to be a doe. Hi, baby. What you doing, huh? What you doing? But they're all pretty nice looking babies. These ones are 9, almost 9 weeks old. So in about another 3 weeks or so, they'll be ready to go to be butchered right along with these guys to be butchered. And then my Ruby's babies that I gave to my cousin, they're probably already ready because they're quite large. Because these are a Darius cross, obviously. These ones right here, they're the same age as everybody else. They're just bigger. Aren't you guys? Yeah. But that'll be the last of my California looking ones that I'll have. besides the one in here that looks like a California. But it does have a little black spot on its back. That one, like, this is a pure white one. This one right here. See, it's got just a little black spot on its back. But like the dark nose on it is a lot like Mama. Hi, babies. Yes, I know. Man, those colors are just pretty. Yeah, yours are pretty. She's prettier though, I think. I'm really hoping she's a girl, because that's the one I want to keep, if she is. I'm going to have my cousin help me identify everybody out of there and here. And the bucks, I'm going to put a black mark in their ear, and the does I'll leave open so there's no black mark. We're going to sex everybody today when he gets here sometime. I don't think I'll be able to tell too much on these guys, but if I could, I would. But we'll see. This is little baby Rascal. He's not such a baby no more, are you, boy? That was Dixie's kitten we had downstairs. Look at him. Rascal. My husband calls him the little hellion, because he's something else, that's for sure. But he likes just to lay on his back. Usually he's got his back legs open, front legs open. But yeah, he's a beautiful kitty, aren't you? Yes, you are. Look at him, he's so silly. And yep, we believe he's got quite a bit of Maine Coon in him, because his mama's half Maine Coon, but she's on the smaller side. He is 6 months old, and he's almost 13 pounds. He's a big boy. So, I gotta be careful rubbing this eye right here, because I don't want to move the lens over any further this way, because it sets about right here on my eye. Right there. It's about right where it's at. But Jeff, the contractor, he's here, that we hired, and he had his foreman apologize to me, and they're gonna fix the sag in the roof that's there. He said that those trusses should have been probably replaced too. But then next week they're gonna be coming in and gutting, and then laying insulation. They gotta get the insulation out of the roof, or the walls, and go from there. So we'll have a lot more being done to the house. The big crack in the ceiling. Rascal, what you doing, boy? Try to make burgers on our grill tonight, but I'm not sure how I can get it started, so I'm gonna go in the barn and grab the torch and see if I can't get this started. But I wanted to show you guys to see if you can't see the dip in the workers just left, because I think they gotta go get supplies. But I want to kind of show the dip and see if you guys can see it. Can you see where it's dipped? Say right here. It's like dip because the trees fell about right there. And what my husband thinks had happened is when the trees fell before the rafters or the trusses shattered and broke, it pulled this way, which would explain why, possibly, why our bathroom door don't shut very well and our bedroom door shuts kind of hard. But Mr. Gearhart come out, which is Gearhart Constructions, who we decided, who we hired, and he told them that they need to see, you could see where they replaced the boards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, but he said that these probably should have been replaced too. And these aren't just regular, like, pre-made trusses. These are handmade trusses, he said, that are in the house. I mean, especially if you stand right here, you could really see that dip right through here. My husband got up there last night and put a 6-foot level across there, and it does not touch at all. And then when Mr. Gearhart come out here, he explained to them, look, this has got to be fixed first. And then they're going to come and do the underneath, put all that in, and then start on the wall. And then next week, like I stated, that they're going to start then gutting the inside of the house because our wiring isn't up to code. And the way that our lights work, which is a light hanging on from the ceiling down, then it's got a cord that runs down into an outlet, and that outlet then flicks on and off. But you can't even use that, say, outlet, the bottom part of it, or however you got that plugged in, on anything else, because when the light's off, it's off. So those are not even up to code. So we're going to be having hardwood floors put in, well, it's laminate flooring. Mr. Gearhart asked me, if I had any samples, and then I could go and look. Like at Home Depot and stuff. And I said, well, I had originally got these from Menards, and I showed him, and he's like, you don't want this one. I had like 6 or 7 of them. You don't want this one because this one is actually in my wife's shop in Three Rivers, and we're having trouble with it bubbling, like pulling up. We did a house over in Marcellus, and that one's doing the same thing, so we have to redo it. He said, so that's a no-go. These 3 right here, he says, are not waterproof. You want waterproof because you have animals. And I recommend it for anybody who's got small kids. But he says, since you got animals in the house, you want waterproof flooring. And you still could have a spill here and there. But we got down to 2. 2 out of like the 7 or 8 that I had picked. And he says, so which one would you want? And I told him, I said, you know what? I like either one. I really like the 2-tone different colors on this one. I said, so you surprise me. So between the 2 will be what the rest of the house is. And I said, now do we actually have enough money? Because my husband and I, we don't have extra funds to be able to put toward the house for the little things that we want to have done. So what he stated was he, was carrying the package around, and he says, for what they quoted you for the floor, for the carpet anyways, he said, we'll easily pay for the laminate flooring throughout your whole entire house, which is not a problem. And you don't want carpet in your house anyways because you have animals. I said, yes. So he's saying that they're going to have to do a lot of gutting, ripping the drywall off, because they're going to actually see if there's any mold in the walls before they actually do anything to it, and like for wiring and stuff. So we do have mold on the roof. There's where's my finger? I can't hardly even see. I'm sorry, you guys, but I'm trying, like at the peak right there of the house on both sides, because my husband, when he looked up there yesterday, up in Elijah's room, because you can actually climb a ladder and look up in there, and he could see that there was black mold on both ends of the house. Now, I had said something to Mr. Gearhart about it, and he says, no, don't worry about that. We will take care of it. And then what they're going to do is take all the insulation out of the house, because it's the sheets of insulation, and he says that they're going to have it blown in, which is more efficient. heat efficient and cooling efficient. So if you have an air conditioner, which we do, it's just that little, I don't know what you call that, like it's up in the ceiling, but there's a base of it out here, but it does heat and air. So that does cool like the kitchen area and a little bit of the hallway. But other than that, we don't have air conditioning in the house. And right now, even with for this year, as warm as it got sometimes, it really wasn't that warm, or that it wasn't too warm even in the house, even with the roof, destroyed and whatnot. So, he says for what they stated for that one wall between the 2 bedrooms that got crushed down, they quoted that for like $8,000. And he said, and they quoted for the carpet for like $11,000. So he says we got roughly, he says that wall is not going to cost no $8,000 to do. And that was with insulation, but it's not going to cost that. Because they've already fixed the wall. It's just they have to be able to go get the paneling that has to go on the outside, because there's 2 or 1 piece, or maybe it's 2. Let me go look and make sure that I'm telling you guys correctly. Let me see here, because I don't know if it's the 1 or if it's 2. I think it's 2 pieces, because there's the hole right there, and then there's a hole up at the top. Yeah. So that there's two panels, but I don't know how wide these panels are, like for say, but I know that they're going to have to replace that. And like for instance up here, they're working on getting these set back, the rafters anyways, to make sure that the roof is good. And then we're having the mortgage company is going to be having their inspector come out and inspect us, so then they can issue us the remaining of the reimbursement of the insurance check that they've been holding for us until the roof is done. So Mr. Gearhart said, go ahead and call them. Maybe they can get out here this week. If not, they'll definitely be out here next week. And then the roof is technically done yet, but because of that sagging, he wants them to redo that. And then he's going to be issuing us an invoice for the roof, so then he can pay his company that he uses. Because I think what he does is he has an account. So he then purchases all the stuff that is needed, and then he goes ahead and pays them after it's done. Now, these boards right here, this is what was left. And then we have this stack of shingles, which was left. Now, there is a different color of shingles that were on there. And I asked my husband, I said, wasn't there a different colored shingle? And he said, yeah, there was, but we're not worried about that. And I was just like, I wasn't asking, like saying why was there a different color. I was just making sure that what I was seeing was facts, like was we really having a different color roof? And yeah, the roof that they put on looks to me to be gray or black. But this is supposedly for living in the woods, so algae, termites, stuff like that won't get into it and eat it up. Man, my Explorer is just right smack dab in the sun, but I can't really get it up here yet. I mean, we got tons of stuff to do, so. But he told them that he wants them to get all the insulation out of the roof. Then they're going to be cutting halfway up from the floor up on the drywall to make sure that there is no mold, and if there is, all the drywall is going to come out, so then they could treat it. But like I told him, I said Camelot said that there would be no mold in there, but like my husband had stated, how do we know that there's not, any in the wall? And Mr. Gearhart's like, well, just because they said that doesn't mean that there isn't, and that's why we cut a section about 2 feet up from the floor where they put the little holes in? And I said, yeah. I said, you could see them right here and right here and right here. He says, yeah, we'll cut about 2 feet up, and then we're going to look and make sure what remainder of drywall is on the wall, that there is no mold in any of it. And then I thought, okay, well, that was kind of nice, you know, for him coming here. When we had the little thingy that happened yesterday, you know, and I just told him, you know, we didn't feel, and Roy, which is the supervisor, because Mr. Gerhardt said, now, did you tell Miss Jamie sorry? Did you apologize to Miss Jamie? And he's like, Miss Jamie, I'm sorry. You know, it was after we were done, and yes, I shouldn't have, you know, brought the beer here and had it. And like Mr. Gerhardt said, I chewed him out. And he said, the only way that we ever get a beer is if the homeowner offers us a beer, and that is when we're done with the job. Then we will have a beer if the homeowner offers it. But it's not allowed to be at a homeowner, and he knows better. So, and it's kind of, I knew something had happened in that, because Mr. Gerhardt said he was going to be talking to him. He apologized several different times in text messaging, apologized again to me several different times today when he was here, just saying, you know, this is not how I thought this job was going to go, and he was pretty upset with it. But I thought, well, this is something you needed to know no matter what. I mean, it doesn't make you look good as you know, as a construction owner, and it makes your employees are making you look bad, you know. But they're going to be taking off, well, they have to get the roof done today, and then get the facets, I guess, which is the wood that goes across there, that attached tomorrow at the latest, and then get the wall repaired that's got the hole in it, get that put up by tomorrow. And then they won't be here the rest of the week because Roy requested that he needs to get over at another job that they haven't totally finished and try to get that finished up. And then next week, starting Monday, Mr. Gerhardt said that he would have then his subcontractors come in, and then they're going to start doing the demolition on the inside of the house. He's going to be getting him an electrician come in and really do all the updating on the electric, because we are not set for code. And we'll just go from there. He said he talked to our Crips, I think is who our person that does like our permits and stuff. He said that he talked with him and said that since we're doing just all repairs from the storm damage, we don't need a what's that called, an inspector come in. Like, they're not worried about coming here and inspecting it, since we were having the mortgage company do most of the inspecting. And they don't really need like an on-site permit right now, but he's still got the application and just has to hand it in. But they are aware right now that there is work being done to this house on the property for the storm damage that was done to it. So they are aware of that. And like Mr. Gerhardt said, you know, this is your home, just because that they said it. But again, I told him, I said, well, I call him Jeff. And I said, well, Jeff, I just want you to know that my husband and I, we don't have the extra money to be able to, you know, like pay extra or whatever for the flooring, for instance, for the hardwood floors. And he's like, no, you don't have to worry about this, because they actually over budgeted for certain stuff that's not actually going to cost that much. And then there's other things that I think that they budgeted a little too high, or not high enough, for instance, in some places. So he's like, you're going to have more than enough to be able to do what you wanting to do with the house. but we're not going to extend the bedroom out or anything like that. But my husband does want a ceiling fan light in our bedroom and a ceiling fan light in the main uh, living room area. And then regular light fixtures in like the other two bedrooms. And like out here. Well, no, we have a fan out here, so that won't have to worry about. But when my husband was up there last night, he's seen that there are actual like light fixture parts in each of the room where you could put one like through the ceiling. And then Mr. Gearhart said, like, well, the way that your guys' lights work right now is not up to code anyways. So because this house was built in 1975 and it was homeowner built, not saying that that was a bad thing, but there's a lot of stuff like today, you're talking, 40 some years ago? 75. I was born in 80 and I'm 44, so that's 5 years older than me. So, I mean, close to 50 years old. So there's been a lot of updating since then, say 50 years ago. But the gutters and stuff will be added to another subcontracting company he uses to come out and do that for the gutter system, and just the rest of the house to be done. So I thought, like when he told me that it would be about 4 weeks for the roof and then the roof was done in less than a week, I was like, that went like a lot faster. But in all reality, it's in stages. And that something right there was something I didn't put like two and two together, thinking that, it was going to take longer than what it was. But I am thankful right now to have a roof over our head and know that if a storm comes past, we don't have to worry about that tarp blowing up or anything that my husband had put on there. And I have to say, I give props to my husband for being able to put that tarp up there. He took him 3 days to get the roof cleaned off from the 4 trees that were on top of the house, all by himself. And put everything up there, put our 6 sheets of plywood that we bought, cheapest as we could possibly get them. It was just like a 1/4 inch, I think's what he said, or even like 1/8 of an inch maybe. It was the smallest and cheapest ones we could find because this was all coming out of our pocket at the time. And for every storm that we had after that, I mean, we had some really nasty thunderstorms come through, and then tornadoes again, and not actually hit our property, but just 2 miles from us. And I'm telling you what, it was nerve-wracking, but my husband did an amazing job. The tarp never came up, and he is very particular about everything he does, and I'm very, very thankful that he is the man that he was, and that his mom and dad did a wonderful job on raising him. He's a gentleman. He treats me like a queen, and I couldn't ask for a better man. He's hardworking. I love him to death. I really do. I never thought I would find a man who is as hardworking and just can keep going and going for us and me here, and knowing that he does all this to benefit us in the long run. And I gotta say that I feel very blessed. And then just knowing that our house most likely will be completed by probably Christmas. And I'm only laughing because I just think, we started just a week ago. Gearhart Construction just started a week ago. And even though we've got some issues going on still with like what my husband think had happened, with the trees falling and then half of the trusses were pulled in. And you can definitely see a major sag in the roof, and it don't look right. And that's what Mr. Gearhart was trying to say. I mean, I sent him a picture yesterday. It was dusk, so it was kind of dark, and I don't know if he could actually see it, but when he got out of the vehicle and I was walking up the driveway, he asked me how, good morning, Jamie, good afternoon. I was like, yeah, whatever you want to say it is. These horses have been whinny, especially Diamond and Hercules have been whinnying all day because Mr. Roy is wearing a yellow shirt, which looks a lot like what my husband wears. And both the workers left, and I think it's because Mr. Gerhardt told them that the wood company place that they go through their wood they're in stock again with whatever they need to finish what's needed here. So I think that they went to go do that and to get that stuff. And I called the mortgage company. They're supposed to be having the inspector call me within 3 to 5 business days. They could even call you on the weekend, they said, because they do work the weekends. And then probably 3 to 5 business days. Let's just say 3 to 5 business days, and weekends are considered. So today's Tuesday, so that'd be Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So they should call me by Sunday. And like Mr. Gerhardt said, they could get here as early as this week or just as early as next week, which would be fine too. But he told them, no matter what, this roof needs to get fixed today. That's what he told them. And I have to say that they're doing a good job overall. I mean, there were a few things, that we weren't happy about, like driving off in this part over by the garage, and there really wasn't nothing, but I did get an apology for that, and trailer brake was locked up and made a rut in the driveway right in front of here, something that they must have didn't notice. And then, like the beer thing and not picking up the gutter that was thrown over there in the wood pile. But other than that, they've been doing a good job. So I think I'm going to end this video right here since I've jibber-jabbered so much. But I just thought I would just tell you guys about that and kind of give you that update and go from there. I'm going to add the videos from earlier today into this and get that edited and together so that's in my playlist to be able to keep pumping out videos for you guys, even though sometimes it seems to be the same thing, dairy goats, mustangs, rabbits, chickens, beautiful leaves turning color. I mean, it is a homestead, and when your gardening's done and over with and you're just waiting on goats to kid, which will be in February and then 1st of March, and then you got rabbits that you're consistently breeding and trying to go through that and try to do a little bit of cleanup. But now that my husband's working on that further job, I don't see us doing any work again throughout the week, but only on the weekends. So we'll see. But thank you guys again for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. We always love to see our subscriber count go up. And we'll see everybody tomorrow. Till next time. God bless.